Hi everybody, and this is Jackie. Welcome to my channel, the Adventure in Stitcher. And I said that this time without tripping it up. I wanted to come on today and kind of let you know a little bit about where I've been and what's going to be happening with the channel for the rest of this month. Posted a video about how I had really lost my stitching mojo, but I thought I had it back. I just still was not feeling that great. And, you know, sometimes you think you're feeling great and you're not feeling great, but that you ought to be able to get a lot of stitching done. And I didn't even feel like that. I am really feeling better. I mean, I feel better than I have in a couple of years. It's kind of cool. So maybe the things that I'm doing, I'm finally making some progress on that. Thank you, Lord. I am so grateful. And I mean, more than you can imagine, just more than you can imagine. Because I really don't deserve anything that God is giving me. And right now, I think He's trying to help me with some of my health issues. And I'm trying to do my part by working on my diet and movement and working on my environment a little bit, and my independence levels. And so I've got some plans for the future, but suffice it for right now, I'm making some diet changes. I've also started on GLP-1s. Now, I will not be able to afford these to be on these my entire life. So, and I know they recommend a maintenance dose, but I sincerely doubt that's going to happen with me. I am going to have to, when I get my goal weight, then get myself onto a maintenance, which I actually am mainly doing portion control. I'm not making special diet foods, anything. But the medication, that GLP-1, a lot of my autoimmune symptoms, it took it away. I don't know what to think about it. But that seems to be what has happened. So anyway, and speaking of my birthday, I usually always get myself a birthday present. I lived by myself for many, many years, and when you live far away from family, you know, most of the time, you know, you're not there to get Christmas presents and birthday presents. So the main way I got those things was I would buy myself something. And and I still do that, even though I'm near family now. I still do that. You know, because you're really the one that knows best what it is you may want or need, and what particular product they're not going to be able to buy the lesser expensive version of and give to you. And plus the one that I got for myself for my birthday, I'm not even sure if it's going to work well. None of my friends have ever used it. So I decided to get it. I have been looking at it for a long time. And it's a Nerge kind of a lap scroll stand. A small scroll stand. It won't work for any of my BAP cross stitch projects or anything like that, but it will work for a lot of my embroidery, and I can put one hand on one side of the fabric on the underside and then one hand on the top and work, you know, and that way use both of my hands, and the work just goes faster. It's just going to take me a little while to learn how to coordinate that. Now, what am I here to talk about specifically today? It's my birthday, and as I said, I'm getting a birthday haul. Now, I did get one thing for me, which I also said just a minute ago, is this stitching rack. I'm going to insert a picture of it right here. And if any of you have ever used this product, it's by Nerge. If any of you have ever used this, let me know what you thought of it down in the comments below. And do you use it regularly, or did it go sit on a shelf somewhere. I'm gonna try it. Probably it's gonna be a few days after it gets here, just simply because I am spring cleaning my apartment this week. Now the other thing is, my family, they all knew I was saving up to get a new Stitchy chair, a new recliner. And I needed it to do certain things because I end up with my COPD sleeping in the recliner a lot. So I needed it to be something that would hold up to that. But mainly it's my new Stitchy spot. And so I have some of the money for it put away. I've been saving for it. And what they all did was all got me gift cards. And so I could go on and order it now, but I need for it to be delivered on a specific delivery day. So it's probably going to be towards the end of the month. But once it gets here and I get it all set up, I will show you my new Stitchy chair. And I ordered a cover for it that's going to be really cute, I think. And it's also going to help protect it from my two critters back here. So now, and then the next, so when I get that, that will be another big thing that does apply to my all my handwork that I do, because I'm in the Stitchy chair for all of that. And so when I get it, my little Stitchy area, I'm going to get a whole new Stitchy area set up. I'm going to make a wall hanging to go on the wall behind it. And when I get all of that set up, I will take a picture of my new Stitchy thing, and I will post it on here as part of a video. It'll be a while because the wall hanging that I want to do is going to take me a while. But once I get it all set up, I think you guys will enjoy it. Now, before I get into my birthday presents and my telling you how I got these birthday presents, other than the one I got myself and the Stitchy chair, first I want to do talk about my first block of the month that I do with collagequilter.com. And she has one that's called I think it's called the garden quilt. I can't ever remember what it's called. But this is called the Peas Please block from that. And what it is I subscribe to the block of the month for this quilt. But I'm not going to make quilt out of them. I'm going to be making pillows out of them. So I'm pretty excited. I'm trying to get some things made up for a booth. And then my sister-in-law and I want to have a booth together. And I think it might be her mother might participate as well. And then her daughters might participate. So there might be several of us working together and help to cover the cost of the booth. I mean, of the table at the farmer's market. Because to me, the farmer's market here is a designer place. I mean, any food that's out there is unaffordable. It's $18 out there for a loaf of bread. So if that kind of tells you, I can't afford the food out there. But I love going and browsing the things that people have made. And so we're going to be trying some stuff. We're all working on it now and hoping to have a lot of things ready for next summer. So in my haul, you're going to see some of that. So, and these pillows will be one of them. And I have seen some of them that other people have done, and they're actually made up. And if you've never seen any of Collage Quilter's patterns, she uses a panel for this part, but all of this in here, it's tiny little pieces of fabric that are collaged. This one's real simple. Some of her quilt patterns are difficult. I've been working on one for my niece, and it's kind of a semi-reproduction of Gustav Klimt's, I think it's called Madonna and Child. It's a mother and child. And I'm doing it only with one of my nieces and her daughter. It won't look anything like them, but it's kind of a impressionistic representation of them when you get done. But I have had a lot of problems with the skin tone. I keep taking it all apart. Sometimes we're our own worst critic. And in the case of that particular piece, because what it will be when I get it done is a gift for her, and it won't be done as a wall hanging type quilt. I'm going to mount it on an artist canvas. And so I'm excited about it, but I'm nervous that now my one niece, that the mom who's going to be the mother on the piece, her hair is not hard. She's just part of my skin tone issues. I keep taking all of her face off. And then my great niece, which is her daughter, has red hair, and it's not like crayon red. It's kind of fiery light red. I don't know how else to put it, and it's beautiful color. And it's more difficult than you would think. So anyway, and that has tiny little pieces all throughout it. It's, you know, it's quite an endeavor. And it's one of the hardest things that I've tried so far in my fiber arts is this quilt. And this, you know, it's, so we're going to see how it looks when I get done. But anyway, these are all getting made into pillows. And like I say, I'll have the patterns, so I'll be able to reproduce these. I'll probably have to create the panel, because unless she happens to have them still for sale, but at that time. Also from collagequilter.com, I participate in her Fabric of the Month bundle. And every month it's $17 a month, and then you pay shipping on it. She sends you, and they're cut and curated primarily for collage quilting. So like this one is a lot of blues. But I think for some reason, the little card that came, what she called it, is the topic is, it's blues, but they have to do with birds. And so I'll show you now. I think they're like an 1/8 of an inch. They'd be an 1/8 of a yard this way, but it's the width of fabric. So I'm like, how many inches is this? If I look, 1, 2, 3, 5 inches across, I think, and then it's the width of fabric. So anyway, so there, but it's a title for the August bundle, which is this one, is titled something to do with birds, and it's different. And I don't know what I did with the little card that came with it, but anyway, so it's got the eggs, the bird's eggs, and then it says what type of bird it's from. And then of course this is another bird fabric. This one I don't know. Yeah, you can see them, just little birds flying all around. Isn't that pretty? Let's see. These are flowers, birds, flowers and birds. This one's upside down, I'm sorry. This is pretty, and this here is like a metallic gold. It's very, very pretty. No, it isn't metallic. It's just so, the coloring of it is just so nice that, I mean, I looked at it and I thought it was metallic, but it's not. It's a very, very pretty fabric. But it's leaves, more bluebirds. And by the way, all of this, she has yardage of it in her shop at collagequilter.com. I am not affiliated in any way. I just enjoy her shop. I've learned a lot from Emily Taylor about that. And then this is more flowers, and there's insects, things like that. They're just not blue. And then here, that's a batik. Okay, and so that is August Fabric of the Month. Put it back in its bag. So those were not birthday presents. I believe everything else in this bag is a birthday present, and I'll tell you what happened. I have a group of friends that every year, what we have done basically is traded gift cards. And this year, several of them decided they didn't want to do gift cards. So what we have been doing is everybody's been coming up with a wish list that we have all shared via email and via messenger. Well, I can tell you that my friends just really, yeah, it was wonderful. And I'm going to tell you who gave them to me, and I want to tell each of the birthday givers ahead of time, thank you. You guys knew what the types of things I would want. You guys knew, even though we haven't gotten to actually get together in some of you 15 years and some of you about 6 years. So I just think our hearts have never left each other, right? So anyway, I'm going to talk about who gave me each gift. Some of you sent more than one thing. They may not be together in here. So if you hear the name more than once, there's a few of them who have the same first names and different last names. So I will then state that. Oh, so it's a new way that we did the birthday this year. I've got a bag full of things here, and then I've got another box over here. And I want to tell you about one thing that is from a friend of mine, and he's a part of the group. He's a nurse that worked with us, and his name is Dean. And he ordered me, and it's here. It's just not where I can get to it right now because of the spring cleaning that's going on. I've got stuff all piled on top of it, moving things from one place to another to clean under them. But anyway, he got me this fabric right here. There's something else in here, but it's just not going. And I had bought myself some of this and might have even shown it on another video. It's the DMC 28 count Monaco even weave, and the color, it's a 20 by 24 inch piece, and it was on sale somewhere, and so I had it on my list, and it's called tea dyed, and I kind of like it. It's not like their linen. I think it's a much better product than DMC's linen. I don't mind the Monaco at all. And so I had bought myself one of these, and then he graciously got me that one. This Plum Street Samplers, it's called Strength and Laughter. And many of you might have seen this from Nashville Market this year. And it is called The Joy of the Lord is My Strength. And the other one says, He fills my mouth with laughter. And these are going to be dough bowl pillows. Got that as well. Now this other one is, I had it on my 1, 2, 3 shopping list. And a friend ordered it for me. It's Plum Street Samplers, as you know, with Paulette Stewart. And this one is called A Worthy Patriot. And I've got so many patriotics, I'm not going to get them all. It's going to take me years. But just some gorgeous pieces. I mean, these designers just outdo themselves sometimes. And these patriotic ones that they came out with this year for our special 250th, they just did an excellent job. Because that was a mighty act, what he did in our country at that time. And this was sent to me by Linda Pieser. And I want to thank you, Linda. And you're going to hear several Lindas on here. This is another Plum Street sampler. And this one's the Heritage Sampler, another patriotic. And you can see down here we've got Abe Lincoln. Here's the White House. Here is the Don't Tread on Me, which most people do not realize where that flag comes from. I will gladly be able to give you a lesson in that. But anyway, it's not what a lot of people think. It's not a you know, it's not a KKK flag. It's an American patriot flag from the Revolutionary War. By a designer I had never heard of until recently. Her name is Jessica Doize. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Doize. And I saw these patterns. Some people were working on them, in a particular one here. And so what I did find I think it's called the pink wren. Anyway, it's like a really wide bell pull when you get done with it. And I already have that pattern in. I've showed it in a video. And I just decided I loved her bird patterns. It's called jedxstitch.com. jedxstitch.com. And a lot of people, I had never heard of her, but I'm relatively new into stitching, so that's probably what the issue is. But this one's called the Blueberry Jay. Then I got this one. This is another one she did. It's called Canary Yellow. Like I say, I got that other one that I've showed you in another video. And I don't know if she has any more birds or not, but I'm certainly going to keep my eyes open for them because I just love them. Look at this one. Cherry Magpie. And see, this one's cherries in it, and she's put it on red. So it just depends upon, actually, see how the colors of red that you use in the highlights in the cherries. But just look at it. It's, like I say, I can't say that I'm interested in all of her pieces, but these, and I had these on my wish list at 123 Stitch. And Egris got these for me, and I want to thank you. I have been wanting them ever since I saw that bluebird. I have a few more patterns here. I'm right now kind of into Jane Austen. I'm rereading all of her books again. Then after I read the book, I'm going back and looking for that particular movie again and watching it. And I'm also, about to do last December 2025 would have been her 250th birthday. And so I thought it was this coming December. So I got it mixed up, and I put everything I'm going to do Jane Austen stuff along with patriotic in 2026. Okay, a year behind. So, but anyway, I have been collecting Jane Austen, and I have a simpler one that I'm going to start on here really soon. But I also got this one. I really love it. This one is by Twin Peak Primitives, Nerdin Canber. And it gives a list of some of the books and movies down here. It'll be stitched on it says Ada, or you can do it on 28 count. Now if I look at it done on that, the piece ends up 9.8 inches by 14.6 inches. I may do it on 30 count. Would like to get rid of just a little bit of the pixelated look in her face. But I may leave it just where it is because I like the size of it. Have you guys seen, I saw a pattern that I really wanted the other day for $38. Pattern. I want to do all of these Robin Pickens patterns. Now, I did another one that she did in this series, and she did these, these called Courier Duos. She did them for all 4 seasons. And then she also did a matching one that was a little bit different and smaller. And I can't remember what she called those. And I did that one and finished it. It was featured way back when on my channel. And was the first piece I ever finished, and it has a lot of mistakes in it. Pretty It's in the flower is where the main problem is. But I said, it is what it is. I'm not taking the whole thing apart to do that. And it is what it is, and I still liked it. But then the more I thought about it, I thought, it wasn't hard to stitch. It didn't take very long. I'm going to stitch it over. And then I saw these. I actually like it better. And I said, well, I want to do all 4 of them anyway. So when you do the restitch, why not just go ahead and start again using the duos. And that way you'll do summer, fall, winter, and spring. And so I think I'm going to start, actually, I'm going to buy them one at a time, but I'm planning on starting these in January. And this one came from Norma. It was on my wish list, and she sent it to me. And she also sent me the matching DMC thread. So I want to thank you, Norma. Love you, honey. I hope that next year I get to see you. We are planning a get-together next year. We don't know where yet, but we've decided to do it. Now, I had just recently put this next one on my list. I really want to do tomato. And this is a very large pincushion. Is what it is. It ends up being about 6 inches wide and 4.5 inches tall. And you can see it's, they've got it stitched with Gloriana silks. I don't know if I'm going to do it with that. I may just do it just because there's relatively few colors. But the problem with it is I'm trying to figure out how many it doesn't say how much you need. I think I saw something somewhere where it said how many you needed. And I was surprised. And then I think that was the most expensive silk I've ever seen. So I don't know, but it requires Gloriana number 000 soft white. And there's 5,154 stitches of that. And then Gloriana number 206, which is olivine. And that is 1,080 stitches. And it sounds like that's primarily back stitching. So I think they're talking about down the seams of the tomato here. Yeah. This came from Gladys. And Gladys also sent me, and the reason I also wanted to use Weeks Dye Works is she sent me some Weeks Dye Works thread floss that she thought would look pretty on it. So I would really like to use that if I can. And then Gina B, hello Gina B, sent me one that was off of my list on 123 Stitch. Peace on Earth, a Winter Quaker sampler by Lila Studio, Lila Umstead, and it's this Christmas sampler. Isn't that gorgeous? I think this is quite a big piece. 270 stitches by 215. Not huge, but it's big enough. 13.5 inches by 10 3/4 inches. it's going to be one of my 2 main Christmas pieces this year. So I'll be starting that Thanksgiving Day. Now, I had some fabrics on my list as well. And I had these fabrics on my list. I actually forgot to take them off because I do not have the patterns. I have not been able to find them for an affordable amount of money for me. I have never stitched the patterns by okay, she does the Beautiful Lady patterns, and they did the 2, I'm having a brain thing here. They did the re-release, I guess it was either late 2025 or early 2026, and I did not know about it. They're 2 Patriot women. You know, they use a lot of the Mill Hill beads. Anyway, right now those patterns are going for like $100 a piece on eBay. I'm waiting for some of the ones, once people get done stitching them, to start showing up and seeing if I can get one for a price. But a lot of people had stitched them on the 30 count We the People. And I ordered myself 2 pieces of it. And what it is it's the Constitution as your background. And the ones I saw done on this, they were gorgeous. And this was on back order for me for a long time until finally it ended up, they just said it wasn't available. So I put it in my wish list. And one of my friends found it in there and she sent it to me. And we call her Icky. It's because she is from an African nation. We can't say her name. Nobody can say her name. And she was trying to teach me one time, and my tongue got so tied. But she has trouble saying my name too, even though you know, we say it fine. She has trouble. And it's just because of the way their accents and their language go versus how our accents and our language go, especially when you're trying to speak from Texas. I do not believe I have a Texas accent, but people tell me I do. But anyway, so that's what this fabric was, and I hadn't meant for it to be on my wish list, but Icky found it. And so whenever I do find those patterns, these were not of inexpensive fabrics. They're by the Primitive Hair, and anybody that's bought Primitive Hair fabrics, you know, my Constitution fabric. Now I just have to watch for a good deal on the patterns and then a good deal on the Mill Hill beads. So there's that. I also had on my list, I have a project coming up that I'm going to be making a French general quilt. And I'll show you the pattern here in a moment. The panel is back in my stash, but I'll keep this out. But this was on my wish list on 123 Stitch. And so Diana Piperton sent this to me. So Diana, thank you very, very much. This is 12 strand, 12, it's all the same color because that's what I need. The Weeks Dye Works Merlot. And I'm going to keep it out so that when I get to that quilt, you can see what it is I'm going to use it for. Now, I can't remember what piece I ordered this for. I will remember. But, I mean, I had it on my list for. But this is a 1/4 yard of the Zweigart 40 count vintage country mocha. And you guys all know that this is a printed. It's not a hand dyed. And I actually like working with this. I find the holes in the fabric, it's very easy to stitch through. I just like it. It says Zweigart fabric, and they have printed it. And just like the Digi Stitch, that stuff we're gonna get. This is a digital print. And I like it. I don't have any objection to it. So, and for a person like me, on a retirement budget, It's very, very helpful. Now I'm going to put these, all except the thread, back into the bag. And then I've got another box of stuff over here. It was on my wish list on 123 Stitch. And my friend ordered it for me. And it was on back order. I guess it was back order, something. At 123 Stitch. And you know that this has been a very, very popular pattern. If you remember, this was a Fat Quarter shop, a attic exclusive, and now it's available at a lot of different places. Plum Street Samplers America, 250. Remember that? So it's now available other places. I haven't kitted it out or anything, but Mariah sent me the pattern. And just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. Thank you, Mariah. A friend of mine, she sent me this one. And it's from Fiber on a Whim. The color is 36 count Modena. Oh my gosh. Let me turn it right side up. Modena Even Weave. This is a Fat Quarter of cream and sugar. So I'll be able to stitch that with one thread over two. That's why I'm kind of really pushing myself to stitch more and more on 40 count. I think, it's half the amount of thread, and also you don't have to buy quite as much fabric when you buy those higher counts, and it saves you money. And I also like how, in a lot of cases, that pixelated look just isn't quite as visible on the higher counts. Now, a lot of people would not consider 36 count these. A while back, somehow they ended up in my birthday box here. These are dish towels. And I talked about how I want to make those, I'm going to do those collage quilts to make couch pillows, things like that. These are going to be aprons, and I have a pattern that makes aprons out of these dish towels. And so I watched for them to go on sale. And these were on sale at the Fat Quarter shop. I don't remember if I showed these on a video or not, but here's the navy blue with the white stars. Then there's this kind of a stripe, and then there's these stars. And so it's a really cute pattern. I'm anxious to get some samples sewn up to look what they look like, to see what they look like. But that wasn't a birthday gift. Now, I had ordered one of these from Missouri Star, and another friend, I guess she saw the same sale, and this is what she also got one. So I ended up with two of these. They're Fat Quarter stacks. Patriotic. So I'm going to be doing a patriotic quilt with these. It's probably some sort of wall hanging. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with them yet. But I got two stacks of exactly the same. Because I had seen the sale. I got myself one. She saw the sale, and this is what she sent me for my birthday. So perfect, right? I think that's great. Because it's not the tallest stack in the world, as you can see. But I think I'll end up with a nice wall hanging between the two stacks. Here's that same fabric in red. Here's the floral. Here's a different floral. Here is a plaid. It's not really a gingham. Here is another floral. Dot, 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 dot. And these are little tiny flowers. And you know, this is one that was in there. I don't think it really goes with it. To me, it doesn't show on the camera that way, but it's more of a green. I will certainly use it for something, but I don't think it really, for me, I think the thing that ties it into this is some of the dots are navy. But for a patriotic thing, I don't think I want to use it. But I can bet you I will use it. So that's the Fat Quarter Shop. And this is from Wanda. And like I say, she got me this, and she actually got me something else too. I'll be sure. Well, the other thing that she got me is not here yet. And it is another Hatch and Patch pattern. I did get a thing saying that she told me about it. I love the Hatch and Patch wool applique patterns. Not all of them. I do kind of want to move on to some other applique patterns. So I'm going to take a break. But this one it's getting a little bit hard to find. And so I was like about to purchase it myself, to be honest with you. I was thinking about purchasing it in September or October, but I was a little bit worried about the availability of it at that time. I don't know if it's going to be discontinued, and that's why it's getting a little bit harder to find. But it's the turkey, the something, and Santa and Me, or something like that it's called. It's a Christmas quilt, and it's a real comedic but primitive country wool applique quilt. And it is really cute. So that's that she got me that as well. It's something that I ordered myself from Fat Quarter Shop. And it's part of what I'm going to be using this thread for. So I'm going to put that aside. This is the quilt that I'm going to be using this thread for. If you look at the quilt, there's all these red work little embroidery blocks in it. I'm going to show you the piece, the panel from French General that I have. That's it right there. And then here, there's the word French General. And I don't know if I can get that to show up or not, because I'm going to do mine a little bit differently than the picture. But there is down on the very bottom here, there is a strip that's vine and leaf, and then it has the wording French General. And then it also says Joie de Vivre, which is the fabric line. I haven't got all the fabric for it yet. I have ordered this from the Fat Quarter Shop. That was in the order that I was just telling you about. And this is, it said borders and binding 3/4 of a yard. I actually ordered 1.5 yards of it. It's just kind of a solid red, but it's a certain color of French General red. Okay, that you see in a lot of their fabrics. That's the fabric that I want, because I want to stick to this line because those words are in there. And then once I get, that's going to go all around this narrow border right here. And then I'm going to put the embroidered border around that. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to go ahead and bind it from there, or if I am going to put something else there. I haven't decided yet. I think a lot of that's going to be as I go, and I'm going to see. But I'll have to account for the possibility that I may be going to bind it once I put that embroidery work on there, because I'm going to embroidery all of that once I get it with some of this thread. I may have to order more. I am a little concerned that these 12 skeins won't do everything. And my big concern is then I'm getting into possibly ending up with the wrong dye lots and stuff. I should have put more on my want list, but I just was trying not to have it too big on my wish list. So we'll see, but I plan on starting on this in about 2 weeks on the embroidery part. It's going to be part of my slow stitching. So, and I don't know if I'm going to do it exactly like this has got done, but I think so, pretty much how they're embroidered. It's a very simple embroidery style, but that's the style that people used to do in a lot of red work. And so it's called the Fabric C Red Work Panel, Cream Broderie Rouge. Now this one is I think is a little, I wish that I had taken the time to dig that panel out, but what I will do is when I get started on it, you'll see, because I'll be doing episodes of some of the slow stitching. But anyway, I've got to get a stack of fat quarters for it. That's $189. Or I could just order, I'm going to see what comes out to less money is by ordering like a half yard, because they're all quarter yard pieces, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually only need 7 different fabrics. So if I can find all 7, it might be less expensive for me to just get a half yard of everything than pay $189 for the big fat quarter stack. And I realize that this is a little bit darker than cream, but that's what I wanted. I didn't want it to be the exact same. I don't know. I'm going to check and see. And I'll just be watching my thread very carefully as I go. And we'll see how that ends up. So that is it. And we'll see you guys in at our next video. Bye-bye.